very own Trisha. Stories that were ripped from the headlines, and we had the exclusives. Does Lindsay Lohan have a long-lost sister?
I don't want to be a part of the Lohan train wreck.
One man, 5 wives. You cannot get 5 beautiful women under one roof without claws coming out or a little bit of jealousy. Michael Lohan was being accused by this woman, Kristi Horn, of being the biological father of her daughter, Ashley.
I'm not playing with Trisha's game. If she wants me out there now or I leave.
He had been promising to take the DNA test.
How can you keep lying? What gives you the right to tell me that the kids have a right to disown me? What
All right,
made you
let me explain.
say that
Listen,
to me?
You have known about Ashley since the beginning.
They all took a DNA test,
I think it's
You're gonna get sick?
and the results made headlines. And who could forget the fabulous Floyds?
A family that lays together stays together.
A man with 5 wives.
I really like sex.
Everybody knows I'm crazy.
I live in Vegas, so everything goes on in Vegas. Well,
I like to cuddle.
I'm twice the woman they will ever be.
Who is the favorite?
I
And Solomon had, 2,000 wives?
Is that what you're aiming for? These stories that were ripped from the headlines and landed right here on our stage. A special Trisha starts now. Okay, please welcome Eric and his wife Wanda. Eric and Wanda. Okay, Eric and Wanda have been married for 27 years. Now, about 1 year into their marriage, they decided to invite other women into their home and into their bed. Well, today, Eric and Wanda live a polyamorous lifestyle. You know what that means? You will. Currently, they are physically and spiritually married to 4 other women. Yep. And I think that applause came from the guys, but here's their story.
I'm Eric Floyd, and I'm the luckiest man on earth. I'm married to the goddess, Wanda D, and she is my rock. And I'm married to Amora Divine, a woman who knows that too much is never enough. And I'm married to Satai, my down for whatever girl. And I'm also married to Integra, my firecracker. Oh, she gets things started. I'm also married to Charisma Sky, my newest spirit wife. And with her, the sky is the limit. Most men have this fantasy of being with more than one woman, or definitely going to bed with more than one woman. I do both, of course. You've got to have a lot of stamina, mentally, spiritually, and physically. I always hear about Charlie Sheen and his goddesses. I've been doing goddesses since the 80s. You know, it's never easy when you have to find balance. And this is a show business household. Show is our business. Entertainment is our job. The reason Wanda and I have been together, successfully married for 27 years, is because we never argue about the 2 things that break up all marriages: money and sex. I met Wanda back in the early 80s. And the first year of our marriage, we were exclusive to each other. But then in that second year, she was not just a willing participant, but she was the initiator of us opening it up to others. People have to remember, the company's called Goddess Empire. And Wanda D is the goddess.
Well, backstage right now are Eric and Wanda's spirit wives. We have Amora, Satay, Integra, and Charisma Sky. We'll meet them all a little later, but first, now Wanda, apparently this was your idea right from the get-go. So how did you arrive at that?
It was something that I fantasized about.
Another guy in the bed with you?
It started there, yeah.
So was your first sexual experience other than a couple, was with a friend or?
Yeah. I mean, to put it all in context, Wanda was hip-hop's first female DJ.
Yeah.
In the movie Beat Street, cutting up on the turntables. And so we took her from DJ to hip-hop's first female glamorous rapper.
Yeah.
And she became the first rapper to go platinum.
Yeah.
But she was called the goddess of rap, and she was very sexy and edgy. I noticed as her manager that she was really titillating on stage, but a bit of a church mouse off stage.
So you go from that to let's get another guy into bed?
Well,
where it's like
no,
0 to 60.
No, it happened in stages.
And then women, had you had sexual experiences with other women before, Wanda?
I experimented there too.
We had a week-long blowout.
Yes.
So let's get to the spirit wives,
Sure.
who we see there. Whose idea was spirit wives?
I think some beautiful connections were made.
Yeah, definitely.
By who?
We've been in probably 150 cities, 90 countries, and 6 continents. We've met a lot of people.
So there's occasions when you go,
Whoa.
Yeah, and we do woo together.
is it woo at men or woo at women?
Woo at women.
Yes.
There's a ceremony, I understand.
The ceremony is a 6-minute ceremony. It's
do
very
you do?
spiritual.
What do you do?
And we're both in the nude, and I say a little prayer, and the name comes to me because I connect to their spirit, and I give them a name.
Ah, so you come up with the names, yeah.
Yes. And I kiss them on the forehead and the heart, and the ceremony's over.
And all it signifies is the crossing of one day to the other, from one life to another.
So we're about to meet the 2 women who've been part of the fabulous Floyd family the longest. Please welcome Amora and Satai. So, hi, welcome, ladies. Amora, hi. Now, Amora, you were the first out of the 4 ladies we're meeting today. How did you meet these guys?
I just saw their lifestyle, and I'm a very sexual person. I really like sex, so it's, I mean, if you do it right, when done right, it's good.
So, how do you go from being an employee to being sexual with, I don't know, who were you sexual with first?
I was sexual with Eric first.
So you said, this is what I believe. What were your words?
I said we both feel an attraction. We can move upon that attraction with my wife's blessing and maybe even her participation. Are you down?
I did ask Wanda, though, before. I did
She did.
ask her if it was okay, just to make sure everything, you know, people say stuff, and then
So
when you
you-
get down to it, it's like, oh, no, I don't want Wanda coming out with a razor trying to cut me or nothing like that, so lazy, you know.
So you
she said it
two
was-
get it on and wonder what you're...
Participating.
Oh, you participated as well. Satai, who did you meet first?
Eric. We were actually at a old school party in Vegas.
Yeah.
And once he saw me, he's like, oh, you're great. Are you coming to the show? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's like, well, come into my VIP section and, you know, meet my wife. And I don't need one. I'm not looking at him. You know, I'm like,
So you only have sex with Wanda?
Satai does organically prefer women. And we get along great because we would often find women together. Also, Satai seasonally, really at one point she was like, listen, you get 1 in the spring, 1 in the summer, 1 in the fall, and 1 in the winter.
And that's it.
Yeah, but you know, it isn't about quantity, it's quality.
Now, safe sex.
Yes.
Are you ever worried about sexually transmitted diseases with this all going on?
Everyone's
And we get
tested.
tested.
So you don't use condoms?
I love how you say it. Say condoms again. That was beautiful.
That's beautiful.
See how mouth was
I know.
condom? So sexy. So James Brown. Could you please pass the condom? I'm sorry. It was beautiful.
No, really. Do you use condoms? Well, you must do to otherwise you'd be having babies all over the place.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, when you know what you're doing, you can get out in time. It's rhythm for a reason. I'm a
Are
dancer.
you kidding? So, 4 spirit wives.
Yes.
Who picks up the tabs? I have 2 one 23-year-old daughter, and no, she's not becoming a spirit wife. And
can have.
She will be stepping elegantly over my dead body in order to do so. But I also have a 19-year-old, two women in our house, and it costs me a small fortune.
Okay.
These ladies are beautifully decked out.
Okay.
They must, you know, use
Okay.
water, electricity, all the rest of it.
Sure.
How much does that cost a week, you reckon?
My
week, you laughed. A month? day?
wife Wanda. First of all, the show Satai met me at in Vegas is called Eric Floyd's Old School Party.
Yeah.
I produce the shows.
Yeah, but how much do they cost?
The shows or the women?
No, the women.
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain. We make money doing the shows, so it's not like they're costing me a lot of money because we all work with my company that's generating a lot of money.
Right.
But as far as like what it costs a month,
Yeah, the bills, yeah.
I never really thought about that. When you have a wife, when you have a spouse, I should say,
Yeah.
you don't think about how much is my spouse costing me a month.
So let me ask both Satai and Amora, what do your friends and family think of this?
My friends love Eric.
And Satai, what about your friends and family? What do
Everybody knows I'm crazy. I run my life, okay? So my mom is like, my daughter, you know, she could do whatever she wants. I mean, hey, I'm grown.
When we come back, we will meet Eric and Wanda's two other spirit wives, Integra and Charisma. And we'll also meet Eric's son, Siamese, so stay with us. Coming up, meet Integra
I live in Vegas, so everything goes on in Vegas.
and Charisma Sky.
I like to cuddle.
How do they make it work?
I can go to Wanda and get babied. Then I can come to her and get a massage. I can come to her.
And later, Michael Lohan's DNA drama resolved.
You promised to do a DNA
don't
test
get
and show
defensive.
Ashley the truth.
I don't want to be a part of the Lohan train wreck.
Stories ripped from the headlines.
How can you keep lying?
Today on Trisha. We're back with Eric and Wanda, who've been married for 27 years to each other and also share their lives, their homes, their bedrooms with their four spirit wives. Now, we've met the two who have been with them the longest, so now let's meet the newest members of the fabulous Floyd family, Integra and Charisma. So, okay, now, Integra, what do your friends and family think of your situation now, your
Well,
lifestyle?
friends, my family, it's the life that I've chosen. If I'm happy, they love it.
Okay, let's move to Charisma Sky. You're the newest. You've been part of this family, if you like, for how long?
Officially about 6 weeks.
How do you decide who's gonna go to whose bedroom? It just happens, and
Pretty much, I decide who I want, like, every day of the week. I like a different girl, me personally. Like, if I could have... That's why I love being in the family, because I can go to Wanda and get babied. Then I can come to her and get a massage. I can come to her and hang out and
We like to cuddle.
have sexual relations with her really well.
Yeah.
And then she likes to join us. So we do like this 3 thing.
let me tell you something. We did pre-interviews with everybody here, and one of the questions my producers asked everybody was, who is the favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Oh,
Yes, I am.
Me.
No.
I come back to that question of jealousy and a little bit of things between the women. Here's the question. What's date night like in the Floyd household? Well, last night, the fabulous Floyds allowed us to tag along for a night out on the town.
Finally.
I know.
Oh my God.
Well, I'll sit in my normal chair.
All right, so we'll have the usual, the family special.
I'm gonna bring you some appetizers right now. We start from there.
When am I gonna have some grandchildren?
You still have children of your own. You don't need my grandchildren.
Get the hell on with it. You ain't getting no younger. And neither is she. You're gonna waste her best years. She told me to give you this.
Pass it on.
Pass it over there. So the toast is, a family that lays together stays together. Has anybody seen Wanda? Has anybody seen Wanda? Yes, it has done. Everybody see the side. Has anybody seen I love a woman with a healthy appetite. Patricia, family style. Hey! Hey!
You still ain't his favorite bitch, so go ask them.
Hey! Where we going? Hey!
We're just going to move on because we're going to take a break here. But as promised, after the break, we're going to meet Wanda and Eric's son, Siamese. Now, he's going to tell us what it's like being the only son of a man who has 5 wives. Coming up, what's it like when Dad has 5 wives?
Naturally, I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Eric's son is here. You're in a relationship now.
I am.
Will the next generation continue the tradition?
You got yours, I got mine.
And later, Michael Lohan's DNA drama resolved.
You promised to do a DNA test and show Ashley the truth.
I don't want to be a part of the Lohan train wreck.
Ripped from the headlines.
How can you keep lying?
Today on Trisha. Okay, we've been talking to the very unconventional, fabulous Floyds. Eric, Wanda, Amora, Sate, Integra, and Charisma Sky. Now, they all share a marriage, a home, and each other sexually. All right, well, now we're going to meet Wanda and Eric's only child together, Siamese. Let me tell you, he's an entertainer, and he says his father is his rock, his best friend, and his role model. So please welcome Siamese. Siamese, you're 31. How did you feel about the sexuality when the spirit wives came along?
That didn't matter to me.
But as a teenager, when these beautiful women started turning up, did your eyes sort of go, yeah?
Well, yeah, naturally, I was like, okay, what's going on here? Just to be surrounded by these brilliant women.
And you're in a relationship now.
I am.
And who are you in a relationship with? She said, nicely segueing to this young lady.
Hi.
Okay, you can stand up. Hi. So this is Christine, who's been sitting in the audience. And Christine, when boyfriend introduces you to mom and dad, I mean, did he tell you straight off the bat, this is mom and this is dad, and oh, who are all these ladies? Well, here's how it goes. How was that conversation?
He explained kind of the situation. I had been there and realized the chemistry that everybody had. I didn't know that they were all in a relationship together.
But you thought something's going on.
I just didn't know why everybody was there all the time. Oh, there's all these beautiful women at the house. You know, of course. So, and then I kind of asked him, what's everybody doing here? Just out of curiosity.
And you weren't shocked?
And then he told me. Of course I was shocked. I was blown away, but I was actually really impressed because I thought I saw how real it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you. All right. Coming up, Michael Lohan's DNA drama.
Get me out there, because I'm not going to listen to anymore.
You promised to do a DNA test and show Ashley the truth.
And later,
I don't want to be a part of the Lohan train wreck.
You are the five. Get off my stage.
ripped from the headlines.
How can you keep lying?
Today on Trisha. Hi, today we're coming to you with a Trisha exclusive. So big, we've closed our set to the public in order to protect the privacy of our guests and the results of a very controversial test. Today, Michael Lohan, father of Lindsay Lohan, will come face to face for the very first time ever with 17-year-old Ashley Horn, who is believed to be his biological daughter. Also joining us will be Ashley's mom, Kristi, who claims she's been trying to get Michael to take a DNA test for 17 years. Take a look at this. You can't turn on the TV, pick up a newspaper, or open a tabloid without hearing about the drama surrounding Michael Lohan and his family. From the multiple arrests of his bad girl daughter Lindsay to the media scandals surrounding his ex-wife Dina. To his own battle with addiction and violence, the Lohan family has aired their grievances on a very public stage. Over the years, Michael has appeared on both The Maury Show and The Trisha Show, begging both Lindsay and Dina to get help.
Lindsay, I love you with all my heart. I'm going to do anything and everything I have to save your life.
Dear Dina, for the sake of our children, stop doing this. Life isn't about money and what people think of you. Please get some help.
But there's been one scandal that Michael has tried to ignore, whether or not he is the father of this young woman, 17-year-old Ashley Horn. Ashley's mom, Kristi, believes that Michael is Ashley's father. But Michael has not only refused to take a DNA test, he has never even met the young woman who could be his daughter. After 17 years of frustration, heartache, and legal jockeying, Michael Lohan has agreed to take a DNA test. Yeah, and sitting next to me is Kristi Horn, the woman who claims she's been begging Michael Lohan to take a DNA test for the last 17 years. So, Kristi, let's start off. Why are you here? Why come on this show?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you. This means everything to me to finally get closure. I need to put an end to this because it's been hard.
Yeah.
To go in so many directions, to be given so much hope that it's going to happen and then to have it shattered.
So you're saying you've tried to get Michael to take DNA tests in the past?
Yes, I have.
What's gone wrong?
I guess you'd have to ask Michael that one.
What did he say about Ashley? Was he questioning whether he was Ashley's dad right from the get-go?
Well, of course, because at the time back in New York, I had just gotten married. And I was with my then husband on 2 occasions. So there was a question about it.
So it was just either between Michael and your ex-husband?
That's it.
Nobody else?
Nobody else.
Now, you say that Michael has spread vicious lies about you.
He said some pretty ugly things.
Like what? Like what?
During the time I was with him, that I was with countless men, so he wasn't sure who the child belonged to.
Gold digger, that you're after his money or after his name, the notoriety?
Oh, absolutely. Those things were always put out there in the press that we were after the Lohan name.
Could you have been?
No, that's not whatever I wanted. As a matter of fact, when Ashley was turning 7, she was developing health problems, and I had to suck it up, and I had to deal with the consequences of my shame of cheating on my husband and deal with getting a DNA from him, my ex-husband. And his came back negative. And I pondered to whether or not I'd tell Michael or not.
Did you?
I did. And we talked about Ashley and the DNA test, and that he was going to fly to Arizona, where I lived at the time.
Oh, okay.
And we were going to meet down in Phoenix, and we were going to do a DNA test behind closed doors, very private, and just get this resolved.
But you didn't. How come?
Michael never showed up.
Well, as you heard, Michael and Ashley have never met. But yesterday, for the first time since telling Michael she was pregnant, Kristi came face to face with Michael to witness him taking the DNA test. It was an emotional reunion, to say the least. 18 years of pleading, it was finally time for Kristi to come face to face with Michael and take the DNA test.
I'm extremely excited to get it all done, to have closure, to find out for Ashley the truth. There's still remnants of anger and bitterness, disappointment and sadness. The only way that I'm going to know the truth is to see it actually happen and see the chain of custody go forward.
When Michael walked in, it seemed like a happy reunion, but immediately the gravity of the situation got the best of him.
I think it's
You're gonna get sick?
I think.
All right.
Okay,
You want to go do that and then
Can I head to the bathroom?
take care of yourself?
Nervous. I mean, it's been a long time. It's a long time coming. I'm happy. I'm really happy that it's going to get resolved. Excuse me.
Do you need to leave the room?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Still shaken, Michael calmed his nerves enough to proceed with the test. Under Kristi's close supervision, Michael was swabbed. Then it was time to collect Kristi's DNA. With both tests finally complete, Kristi was overcome with emotion.
It's so important for a girl to have a good father in her life, a role model. And I'm just so grateful that this has not hit her in such a negative way that it's made her a lousy kid, because she's completely the opposite. And I'm just grateful to get this done. It's just a lot.
Special.
She's incredibly special.
After Ashley's DNA sample was collected, the envelopes were sealed, and Kristi watched as our DNA technician and our lawyer sent it off to DDC Labs. All that was left to do is await the results. Okay, just wait for a moment. Michael seems to be angry about something.
Treating me like a moron. Get the answers. Then get her out there now. I'm not playing with Trisha's game. She's a prosecutor, not a defense attorney. No. She can play all the games she wants. Let her ask me. No, she's painting me. She's not even getting the truth out.
This is why you're...
Well, then get me out there, because I'm not going to listen to anymore, all right?
There are always two sides, so it's time now to please welcome Michael Lohan. Michael, you were getting very agitated, very angry backstage. What were you angry about?
Because your questions are pointed, they're directed, they're wrong. First of all, I'm happy we're here. Now, let me explain. The next time I heard about a DNA test was when Kristi went to court in Montana. I was on parole. I could not leave. I was not allowed to leave the state. She won judgment because I could not show up. You can make all the faces you want.
Okay, but you know we have the letter from the judge, Michael. You were in LA when you wrote the letter to the judge saying you can't get out of the state.
I was allowed. No.
Can I absolutely want to end up on this point, because this is why we're here. What I wanted to do was to go back to the beginning, just to ascertain. So you two had a relationship together.
Absolutely, and I felt the same way she did.
You were in love?
Absolutely.
So what happened? Why did you split up?
When Kristi got in touch with me and we did get together, Dina and I were separated.
Right.
Dina found out, actually, Kristi and I were together, and Dina came back, and she finally said, I want to be with you, please stop this.
So this is why you finished?
Yes. Shortly after that is when I went to jail, and that's why I lost contact with Kristi.
Can I ask something else? There's been a lot of, as there always is in these situations, a lot of angry words.
But understand something.
Yeah.
I want this done. I want this. I want it done for Ashley's sake.
But
and for our
were
sake.
you angry that Kristi went to the press?
Yeah, I was.
You were furious.
Yes.
Why did you go to the press?
I went to the press because for months after he got out, after he had been promising to take the DNA test, he didn't. He refused to. He wouldn't do it.
When I got out, when I got out where?
When you got out of jail, out of Collins.
All right, so let's
We're at
let's
this
go from
part.
here. Okay.
From there, he had promised to take it. He promised to take it. He
Yes.
promised to take it. And it went on for, well, let's see, when did you get out of prison?
I was
What year was
on
that?
parole,
2006?
and I couldn't.
Look, you promised to do a DNA
Don't
test
get
and show
defensive.
Ashley
Don't
the
get-
truth.
And I wanted
Okay.
to. All through that time I was in jail, we were talking about trying to work things out when I came back. And like I was saying, here I am in a place in my life where I said, you know what? I'm going through a divorce with Dina. She took the kids out of my life, and out of nowhere, the woman that I fell in love with has a child that I believe is mine now, and I want this to work.
Do you think, looking at, I'm guessing you've seen pictures of Ashley.
Absolutely. I know where you're going. Yes, I do.
Do you think there's a familiar...
She's beautiful, and
But
yes.
does she look like anybody? Maybe she looks a little bit like...
Well, she might be upset by me saying this, but yeah, I think she looks like me. I think she's a lot prettier than I am, but that's beside the point.
Do you think she could be half sisters with Lindsay?
Absolutely, I think so.
Tell me if I'm wrong. There's still up until now, there's always been a little bit of a question mark because
a little question.
Yeah. Well, you've never actually laid eyes.
Well, I have now.
You have, but you've never held her or touched her or talked to her face to face, and this will be the very first time, and that's going to happen right after the break, so don't go away.
Okay.
Up next.
I don't want to be a part of the Lohan train wreck.
Who wants to open the envelope?
I'll do it. It's my life.
Ripped from the headlines.
How can you keep lying?
Today on Trisha. Welcome back to a very special episode of The Trisha Show. Now, we've been talking to Kristi Horn, who claims Michael Lohan is the father of her 17-year-old daughter, Ashley. Now, after years of legal jockeying, Michael has taken a DNA test, and we'll find out the results today here on the show. But before we get to that, there's one more person to meet, and that's 17-year-old Ashley. Now, remember, Michael is meeting her for the very first time here today. Okay, so let's do this. I will come backstage. You ready?
Thank you.
Okay. Where do you want to sit? Do you know?
Not by Michael.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
No,
really.
Really? Okay.
Anywhere, but there.
Watch the step. You pick where you want to sit. How are you feeling, Ashley?
Almost like I don't want to be here right now.
You don't want to be here right now? Why not, sweetheart?
How can you keep lying?
Lying about what?
Why would you even tell me to call you daddy, to do that stuff if you didn't know?
Honey, I'm telling you what, listen. I was in jail. I wanted that to happen. Please listen to me, Ash. I wanted that to happen. I wrote those letters because I wanted to believe it so badly. Whether I'm your dad or not, I think you're an amazing kid for what you've went through. And I think that...
What you put me through?
I don't think... Yeah, well, my part, yeah.
What do you mean by that?
With the whole being there and then disappearing.
What else do you want to say? Because
I bet there's a lot more, but I just can't think of anything right now.
now, I understand you want to act and you want to sing.
I do.
So would being part of the Lohan family be a plus?
Honestly, I don't want to be a part of what they've called the Lohan train wreck.
You know what? It's probably a good idea not to have my last name right now, to be honest with you.
If the DNA test comes back, Ashley, that you are, that Michael is your dad, would you want to meet maybe your half-siblings? Would you want to meet them?
Honestly, I don't know at this point. They've never tried to contact me. They've never done anything to try to get in touch with me.
She has every right to know them.
Would you want a relationship with Michael if he is your biological dad?
I don't know. We'll just have to see.
And who wants to open the envelope?
I'll do it. It's my life.
Michael is Ashley's father.
Just proves to you.
I believe what you said.
All right.
I'm good. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks. Oh, you have another daughter. And you missed out on 17 years of her life.
You'll be right. Now we have the answer.
So all these promises are going to be kept, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Get up.
No.
Come here. I just want to hug you.
It's okay. This is the first time I've met you. I'm sorry, but
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not sure.
Everything in time, honey. This is a blessing. It is.
I just want to put it all behind us and start fresh. Brand new slate.
You take care.
I will.
All right, it's been lovely meeting you.
Trisha, thank you. Thank you
You're
so
so
much.
welcome.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
It's been such a blessing.
Okay, I'm glad that. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you got the clothes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I needed this so much.
Up next, what everyone wants to know is what happened after the show. Have you managed to establish any kind of relationship with Ashley? The unbelievable update.
You are the five. Get off my stage.
Stories ripped from the headlines.
How can you keep lying?
Today on Trisha. Okay, recently the Trisha Show made international headlines when right here on this stage, a DNA test proved that Michael Lohan, father of Lindsay Lohan, had fathered another child, 17-year-old Ashley Horn. Now, there was a lot of emotion when the results were revealed, and it left all of us wondering if, after 17 years of hurt and heartache, there was any chance of Michael and Ashley developing any kind of father-daughter relationship. Well, Michael's here with us for his first post-DNA test television interview. So let's welcome back Michael Lohan.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
Yeah, blessed are the peacemakers. Wow, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Have your emotions calmed down? Because it was clearly a very emotional time. You know,
Yeah, it
finding
was,
out you
of
had
course.
another daughter.
It was a long time coming, and I didn't, you know, I guess we could have addressed this sooner.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of questions, and you helped resolve that.
Yeah.
You really did.
Thank you. But how did you feel after the show? Because, you know, after it's all happened and it's just you alone and all the thoughts are going on in your head, what were you thinking?
You know, I prepared myself. In the back of my mind, I said, you know, what's the likelihood that she's mine? And when Kristi and I spoke before the test, and she cleared some things up, I had a feeling she was mine.
And when you actually saw Ashley as well?
Well, you know, I only saw pictures of her.
Yeah, but when you came out on stage and you saw her face to face, what did you think? Wow, family resemblance.
Yeah, there was.
Now, what everyone wants to know is what happened after the show. Have you managed to establish any kind of relationship with Ashley?
It's been amazing, yeah. I talk to her quite often. I talk to Kristi quite often. As a matter of fact, they're going to visit my mom, my sisters, my brother, and their kids on January 10th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What about your other children? What about your other children? Will Ashley be meeting them?
That's up to them, and, you know, I think they would. And I don't want to really get into it, but I think a lot has to do with my ex-wife, Dina.
Right.
She kind of shields the kids from, you know, whether it's right or wrong, from what you really should do.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Ashley has, you know, Ashley has the right to know her brother and her brothers and sister, and I think they have the right to know her.
Okay.
But that's up to them.
What hopes do you have for the future? Or are they a mixture of hopes and fears?
Just that everyone gets together and they all get along, and they don't have to be buddy or anything, but everyone's just got to get along. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And look, I wish you all the best for the future.
You are the best.
You too. Take care. Good. Okay, we'll be back after this. Stories ripped from the headlines.
How can you keep lying?
Today on Trisha. We'd like to thank all of the guests from today's show who trusted us with their stories. And we hope you enjoyed this look back, and we'll definitely see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.